Yo! How's it going, everyone? It is that time once again. We are back. The early Dokkan stream. Just refreshing our petan. Make sure you guys refresh your petan. Get these gold sticker rewards so we can get the I think I already picked up the stones. I want to try and get the large like skill orbs now. But yeah, morning Katie Louise, Dre, Springer, how you guys doing? Brainbuster. Shout out to Katie Louise for re-upping her channel membership. I'm an in-game club member for 27 months. Let's go. I decided on not doing the World Tournament last week. Yeah, that's fair. Considering what that mode is like, I can't blame anyone for ever deciding not to bother with it, to be honest. Recovering from laughter earlier, took Truth 2 hours to figure out how to use his Switch. And 2 L's in Mario Jamboree. Oh god. Yeah, we've got that for our Switch, it's quite funny. When was it that they played? Like an hour or so ago. So yeah, they were playing at like 3-4 AM UK time. Man. Get our dailies done here first. But yeah, I'm not too bad. Obviously, it's early here, 8 AM.
Let's do this.
Up early for the early stream. Not a lot going on though at the moment, of course, in the game. We should get some sort of Dokkan Fest teaser or hint soon, but I guess probably tomorrow. I mean, obviously nothing was tweeted just now on the hour. So, unless it's going to be in an hour's time, it would be tomorrow. Because obviously if the Dokkan Fest is going to come out on the 1st, but that's not till Tuesday. So in fact we might not see anything on like Twitter and that until Monday. Not Monday, Sunday, sorry. Like Sunday morning my time. Yeah, Big Al TV, how's it going? Back into Dragon Ball Legends. Yeah, I've seen they're obviously dropping they've dropped this adult Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku. I still think it's crazy they skipped the mini one, went straight to the adult one. I'm assuming Dokkan isn't going to do that, but although obviously I have no way to know. I definitely could see the mini one releasing first as like a like a normal Dokkan Fest that isn't like a crazy celebration one. And then they're either going to save the adult one for an LR, which would mean either Tanabar or worldwide. Because obviously after the anniversary, now that all Dokkan Fests are having the same like 220 lead thing, we can assume that all future Carnival LRs are going to be 220 straight up, which means the Tanabar like Part 2 LR will be a 220. The Tanabar LR being Adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then like the Carnival LR being Goma, with some sort of... Imagine if he just has like straight up has demonic power 220, and he's a really good unit. That team would be great. Global has maintenance in about 2 days, yeah. Yeah, because assumingly, because there won't be another one, the maintenance would have the data download with the new character in it. Unless, of course, they just do an early morning, like, data download the day of. Yeah, I forgot about the fact that maintenance has already been announced, like, in-game. Yeah, see, for me, it's Monday morning, 2 till 8. So, I mean, I guess if the maintenance is literally ending at 8, and they post tweets of details and stuff normally at 8, then I guess worst case scenario is the maintenance ends and the reveals go up, like on Twitter then, because obviously they're gonna, it would get spoiled by the data download, but if the details go up at the exact same time the maintenance is ending, it doesn't really matter. So that's probably the worst case scenario, that we don't find out until Monday morning, but that's literally then the day before. Because once we get to here, the banner's then going to be out in like 21 hours. Hey, yo, Thomas Wake, the big brain in chat. I'm not very good at math, so maybe you could help me out. I only see 20 viewers. I see 20 viewers watching, but only 5 likes. That's not adding up. True. You gotta make sure the math is mathing. Make sure you guys like the stream. Let's do our daily things here. Yo, Kaneson, how's it going? Yeah, finally finished. I forgot to change the team for that last one, for the Ginyu Force stage, but I finished leveling Daima Goku, so I put that new Tech World Tournament Yamcha on the link level team, so I managed to pull him during the weekend. He was the last new DB Saga unit. We didn't pull the Krillin. I didn't even realize he had Kamehameha. I don't think I must have read his details like when he first dropped for that new world tournament. But then obviously I didn't get him, so we got these are back again for the week. I always forget like which day it is that we do it. Need Yamcha and Krillin still. Yeah, I need the Krillin still. Obviously he's brand new. I think he's the only DB Saga SSR that I don't have, which isn't bad going considering how annoying it is to get those. Considering how high you should get in the World Tournament. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing as well, even with like the ones that get easy A's, like the Jackie Chun, like you can do all the missions and you get the extra copies of like Gotenks and Goku Black, but you don't get any copies of Jackie Chun. So if you don't have him, and then you use the tickets that you do get on that DB Saga banner and you still don't get him, then it's like, yeah, cool, he got an easy A, but I haven't got him. Like,
Let's do this.
I like the Thirsty, it's the Gogeta active skill. I'm gonna have to double check my list and see, because I sent out, so I made that members only post for people to drop their friend codes. And yeah, I cleared some inactive people off my list. I didn't realise there were some people whose names I recognise on there from like being around the channel in the past or whatever, but the haven't been active. Like, at least one person hadn't been active in the game for like 55 days. Right? Because we haven't had a World Tournament for ages, and that's usually when I look at my friends list. Do a bit of like spring cleaning. But yeah, a bunch of people put their codes on that thread. I sent a couple of requests out. I'm assuming because it's not coming up at the end for me to add the random guest, that they've all been accepted and my list is back to full now.
Alright, let's do this.
But yeah, I'm not sure what we'll do here once we've got the done. Do some challenge runs potentially. Can't believe me and Bringer conquered the Festival of Battles in the same week. I know. So Bringer tried so valiantly over the weekend and then managed to get it done on, was it on Monday? It was either Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember. I think it was like the afternoon for me, so I think it was Tuesday. But yeah, a couple of W's. I think Rohi got his first one as well. So yeah, a couple of people in the community got Finally got the W in the event in this last few days, which is cool. Always love to see that. Crazy because I won on the first run. I added Tech Trunks to the team. Damn. Yeah, I've seen a couple of people use him now. Had some interesting, like, because the team for the most part for most people is always the same, but then there's always the one like wild card option, which for some people has been like Namek Goku, for some people has been in Broly, obviously including me. Some people now, obviously it's been LR Bardock since he got his awakening. But yeah, I've seen a couple people do it with Tech Trunks. I haven't actually seen a screenshot of somebody doing it with Kid Goku. Obviously it is possible, but it's annoying that he has those key and like linking issues, which can make it a bit of a struggle for the rest of the team. I've been struggling with the I wanted to try, because Raudo did a run during the weekend and got relatively far, and it's the one I did on my very first attempt when the event came out. But I've been trying to do a double Glorio leads run, and I think I've 3 times in a row now I've gotten to Beast and not been able to kill him before the time runs out. Because obviously, like, even if Glorio does multiple supers, if he doesn't crit, he basically doesn't do any damage. And you can't run both of the 7 years because only the Super Saiyan 4s are on Glorio's leader skill. And so, if you don't get 20 key and they don't crit, the Super Saiyan 4s don't do a lot of damage either because he's STR. So I think it's the case of if I do try doing it again, I need to actually transform into Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta when we get to Beast Gohan, which is crazy because it seems like it's quite early. So I mean, I guess I'll have to try and I'd have to like adapt the strategy to like maybe keeping the Super Saiyan 4s just on main rotation, because I've been using Tech Gohan. I'm using this. Where's the team? Yo, Dark FE, how's it going? I got to Vegito in one of my no item runs. He supered the wrong unit. Oh damn! Wait, did you not have a Scouter up at that point against Vegito? Yeah, this team. That's the thing, because a lot of the characters on the team are only getting the 170 lead, like Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan 4s. So you've kind of got to like, you've got to get everyone to stack even more so than usual because they're only on a 170 lead, even though they were getting the Glorio support. But no, he doesn't always super in every slot. He has the 3 supers, but they are like spread out. I couldn't kill Gogeta on the right turn and my rotations got out of sync. Oh no. An NPC just crashed their boat into me and my boat broke. Is this? Are you still playing Assassin's Creed, Drace? Yeah, Red Lord Gaming, how's it going, my dude? But yeah, it's one of the things, like, it's why it's so annoying that this event is, like, it takes so long to do. Because if runs in the event took, like, an hour, then on like a normal stream we could just jump in and try like a different team build or something, but that's the problem. Like if I'm doing one of my normal streams like this morning where it's like pre-streaming for 2 hours, and I literally don't have enough time in one stream to do a run on the event, which is crazy. Yeah, if he supers once in every single slot, that's like the worst possible spread that you can get, because ideally you want him, especially if you have your like Vegito active skill. Well, the active skill doesn't matter where the slots are, but depending on who you have on the rotation, like if you have AGL Bardock with his active skill ready to go, if all the supers are in like one slot, then you can just active with Bardock, put him there, and then chances are you're going to be fine. Because obviously screenshots of, you know, at that point, that late into the event, he has like 28 million defense when you use the active skill. Yeah, Big TX, how's it going? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It definitely can happen. But yeah, it's not a set thing where he always does that. So it's definitely unlucky if that is the case. Veku active skill, let's go. But yeah, that is very unfortunate to get him supering in every slot. Because certain rotations, like, you might get lucky and have like 2 units on the turn that can tank his super, but are you gonna have all 3 units can tank his super like every time? Finally tried the mission, bought EZA TUR Tech for Geo. Oh no. Wait, yeah, because, oh man, I haven't thought about him for ages. He does stack. Does he stack both? He does, right? He was a unit that I didn't actually get on release. I got STR Rose but didn't get him. Okay, he does stack both, but he... Yeah, each one only has... Each of his 2 additionals only has a medium chance to become a super. Oh god, yeah, he's... he is bad. Yeah, Kid Goku, I think, as I say, I did a video about, like, Kid Goku in that event, and it is, like... I said in the video, right, I think he's like he's a detriment to the team. Like, his individual performance is fine. Like, as long as you get his key, especially after you use the active skill, right, and he only needs 3 key. You get his key, he does his attacks, he builds up pretty quickly. Like, he's pretty good. But then the problem is, because he doesn't have key with everybody and he needs 3 orbs, there'll be turns where other people just like can't get as much key as they would be able to get normally. Like, if like there's rotations where if the unit in slot 1 only needs like 1 or 2 orbs, and then you get one of those turns where the orb field only gives you like 1 or 2 orbs for the unit that's in slot 1, and then straight away it's like, well, I can't put Goku there. I don't really want to put one of the like 7 years there, because if they only get 1 or 2 orbs, then they're not getting their 18 key, let alone the 20 key that we want for them to be effective against all types, get the extra super, like all that stuff. So whilst Goku is good in the event, like himself, I would say overall he's probably not great for the event because he hinders the rest of the team, which is unfortunate. But yeah, even that, like, it would be kind of funny after mentioning this guy, it would be kind of funny to like jump in to a run and see, okay, like how high could we actually get this guy to stack? Like, would he be interesting, like, to run in this event? But, you know, don't have like 2.5 hours on the stream to just go like, yeah, let's just do that. Like, I could start doing a run off stream and then make a video later on today, because it would take me hours to get to the point where like the event is worth seeing. Because that's the thing, I don't want to make a video if I'm going to do like a how good is this person in the event video. I don't think anyone really cares about like the first few turns. It really only matters once you get to like phase 41, and that's the part that takes like 2 hours to get to. Yeah, that's why Super Saiyan 4 Goku is so good, yeah. Because once after the first few turns, once he's built up, he just has 24 ki all the time. So in the early phases, especially when the enemies don't, like, literally can't do enough damage to kill him anyway, you could just put him in slot 1, and then he gets 1 orb, and then you're all good. Keep the Dokkan page up here just in case we do get anything. If there is any news today, it'll be in like half an hour. No. Trying to think what Daima budget can you force? We need a good challenge run to do. I don't know how good the like, I think Bulma's potentially too weak too early in events to be good in the Formidable Foes stage. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks doesn't have a final trump card ally on this team. But yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Goku is like the one you want. Like, he's one of those units that, like, people think about the main LRs, like the 10 years and the 7 years. But like Goku for me is like the go-to like 5th unit. That's why I say about there's always like the one wild card unit that you can change for somebody else, because I probably wouldn't want to take Super Saiyan 4 Goku off the team. But yes, Big TX, there should be a podcast tonight. I've had a couple of weeks like break, but the slot 1 super podcast should be back tonight. We got a lot to talk about since the last episode. Got Bardock, Kid Goku. Yeah, Gotenks needing the final trump card. Like, what actual... Let's have a look. Yeah, you basically just have to run another Gotenks. Which, I mean, the tech Super Saiyan 3 one is okay, but not the greatest. Take off Mai, I guess, and then try him, because like the Super Saiyan 3 one, as long as we get, if we get the full key, he has the dodge chance. But all right, so can the youth team handle the Formidable Foes event? There's a very weird starting rotation. I don't think he counts as, he doesn't count as having a Ki Blast super, does he? So at least Daima Goku doesn't struggle for Ki. But yeah, Gotenks will be fine in slot 1 as long as he's not getting... If he gets supered, obviously he needs the defense proc. But yeah, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks on this team is tricky to use because you have to have a final trump card ally for him to be at his full defensive capability, which is obviously what we want for a difficult event. But Youth and Final Trump card is literally just the Gotenks that can become Super Saiyan 3 or start out with Super Saiyan 3, and that's it. So we've got the tech one on the team, the Super Easy A. Hopefully he can be effective. He's just going to be like a third slot float, and we'll just try and get him like a 12 key every time, so he just has the high dodge chance. And hope that that's enough, right? Because having Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks at his full power is really good with the main one, because he can be a slot 1 potentially. Because this is the thing with this event, because it's a bit shorter, this isn't one of those events where like Kid Goku has loads of time to build up. Although obviously it is good for him having the guard and the extra damage reduction for only a few turns, because he's just going to have that for like the entirety of the event. But yeah, I mean, this is a little bit awkward. The extra damage reduction from Path to Power Kid Goku obviously helps as well. Yeah, he crits. That's annoying. I'm quite surprised though, even with the crit, he took the normal for double digits, which is really good, but... I mean, to be fair, because he probably will die quite quickly. I am intrigued to see what Vegito looks like in the early turns. And at least he's a Power Beyond Super Saiyan character, so he gets the support from Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Yeah, the Kid Goku for Saiyan Day, like he himself is a good unit, but like Youth and DB Saga is just a team that's not that great, not exactly exciting like options. It's a team that definitely needs like more work still. Yeah, Legends getting adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku, which is like peak hype. Also, I saw some stuff, I think it was Annie was posting about like looking at the different top grossing like tape menus and stuff. Apparently this Kid Goku is like the worst selling Saiyan Day unit of all time. Like last year apparently it was the Tech Vegeta, like he didn't do that well. And then, yeah, so this is why this Vegeta will suck. A turn where we get one super and then 2 additional normals. Fortunately we got the hidden potential, but... Yeah, Preston Kitty, how's it going? Just doing something very silly and trying out the Tech Vegito Blue in the new event. I mean, we almost didn't kill the first phase. It should have been really awkward. Such damage, I know, right? I don't think it's, well, it's not the, it's not, I think I used the wrong terminology, right? It's not because of top grossing. Obviously, like if Dokkan, like we had that thing with the 23rd World Tournament Golden Week where it actually made more money than the previous Golden Week, but because it didn't hit top grossing, a bunch of people were complaining that that means it wasn't hype, but it made more money than the previous one. So what I didn't mean to say top grossing. What I mean is like this Kid Goku for Saiyan Day has apparently made less money than any of the other Saiyan Days. So it doesn't matter about top grossing, because yeah, if another game has brought out something, then it's always more difficult for Dokkan to get top grossing. But yeah, in terms of actual overall sales, apparently the Kid Goku hasn't done very well. During the Festival of Battles again died at Punch Coup. They've estimated how much defense Tech Goku gets from supers. Yeah, because Tech Goku only has like 20% damage reduction, doesn't he? So, and that's if he's in slot 2 or 3. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, see, looking at his defense here, this is turn 2, and it looks like his defense has barely even gone up. Which is pretty awkward. Yeah, Kid Goku from episode 1 just wasn't the right call. I mean, I agree. Like, I think if it was going to be Kid Goku, it should have been like the versus Demon King Piccolo or versus TN, potentially. But plus it should have been a Giant 8 Kid Goku, because then Path to Power Kid Goku would have a different name and they would synchronize like bear together. But yeah, Kid Goku looks like a bad only because the devs refuse to give substantial buffs to youth and DB Saga. That's the problem, is it's a team that doesn't get enough like variation. Because like for example, when we eventually get Super Saiyan 4 Goku, whether it's mini or adult from Daima, because of all the teams that he's on, it's going to be very easy to use him in a bunch of different places. But yeah, Kid Goku with the limited categories and like links that he has. Because that's one of the things that is going to hurt him the most as well, is the links. Like I said, like it's the reason why he's a detriment to the team in this event. Because he doesn't have any key links with any of the other characters that you're running like around him. Yo, Tala, how's it going? But yeah, exactly. If you want to run him on other teams, it's not too bad for him, because you can get the extra key from the active skill and stuff, but it doesn't help the other characters who he's not sharing a lot of links with. You're going to do streams where you have viewers on the right side of the screen playing festival battles. And we might do that again in the future, yeah. That was kind of fun to do during the World Tournament, so... It's one of those things that's easy to do during the World Tournament because it was such a long stream. This is one of the things I was saying before, is the fact that because the event takes so long, it's not a thing where you can just randomly jump in. Like if we've got nothing to do on a stream, it's not like we can just be like, oh yeah, let's just do a run on Festival Battles and try out like this unit, because the run will take longer than I have for the stream. So it's kind of the same thing. Like if we had somebody jump in like on the right side of the screen now, like I'm only streaming for another hour and 20 minutes. Like we wouldn't be able to see them complete the event. If somebody's already like over halfway through it at this point, then obviously that's a different story. But Also, he doesn't like build up ki or anything, so I think no one else on. I don't think anyone else on this team build actually has over in a flash, do they? So he needs 6 ki. That's crazy. But yeah, I'm sure we'll do that again at some point. Ooh, wow, it's up to 4.3 million now. I just needed him to kill Vegeta. But yeah, see, like, one super, both his additionals have a medium chance, they were both just normals, and then he got a hidden potential and it was only a normal. So he got 1 stack for the whole turn. But yeah, hopefully the next Dokkan Fest is an extreme unit. Like, we really need a 220 extreme leader. Someone summon the king of all normals. Like, why would you give a unit who's built around doing multiple attacks within the turn a medium chance for his attacks to become an additional super? It's crazy. Let's see what defense he's up to now. Wow, 326k after being in the battle for 7 turns. He's done 5 supers. Like, I had to transform this guy back to Vegeta, otherwise we unironically could just lose. Because I'm not exactly counting on Vegeta to do a lot of damage. Oh god, yeah, Vegeta's not doing that much damage either, really. Yeah, we probably just lose now on phase 7. Come on, Vegeta. Actually do additional supers. Yeah, there's one. And we didn't get the hidden potential. Let's go. Yeah, we're not going to kill him here. Well, if he triple supers, maybe. Don't understand when they gave him double guard, yeah. Okay, he didn't triple super. There we go. So yeah, using Tech Vegeta on the team, we couldn't get past phase 7 because he just doesn't do anything. Might as well just start this run off again, I guess. Yeah, Toon did say his for me, but now he's changed it again.
Let's do this.
How did someone do this event with the blue frauds? I have no idea. Yeah, there's definitely some funny moments from last night, Tala. I still, like, I've got to get the clip of, from my perspective, where I would just go, I go upstairs in this room, and then look down over the balcony, and then all I see is, like, the room, down below, it's like a curved room, so it's like there's a door here and a door here, and I'm stood up here, and I get up here and I just see Tala like run around this bit at the bottom, like screaming, like running away from something. It was great. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's get the put the second channel link in the chat. Obviously, there's no late stream tonight because it's the podcast tonight. But yeah, obviously the VOD and everything from last night is up on the second channel. But yeah, it was there was definitely some funny moments. I think there was Prof. But yeah, like I put a mine down on the floor to try and kill one of the monsters, and then Prof just randomly walks into the room and picks it up. So it blew up and killed him. Because you can't pick up live landmines. Probably should have just put Goku in slot 1. But sometimes in these, that's one of the problems with these guys is like, Glorio will be the liability later on in the event. And in the early turns, because he's always in slot 3, there's loads of times in the first like 10 to 15 phases where he just doesn't even get to attack. Because the enemy's dead before he actually gets to do anything. Because yeah, he'll be the one that like towards the end of the event, basically all of the last phases, once we get to like, well probably even before Beast, but once we get to those last like 5 or 6 phases, he's just dodge or die like all the time. Against supers especially, and obviously like against Beast, he always supers at the end of his second turn, which means he'll be supering Glorio. So unless you break your rotation and don't have Glorio in slot 3, you just have to count on Glorio. I actually got really lucky in the run I was doing yesterday. He, on the second turn, his last attack was actually in slot 2. There were no attacks in slot 3. So obviously that worked quite nicely. Right, that's a great key. Alright, Goku can get some defensive stacks in. Dodge the super, and then Tech Goku might not do too much, but we're early enough in the event that Glorio we should be fine to finish him off. Sorry, Goku got the additional anyway. Yeah, if you get this kind of key in the later stages, and like you're both, like imagine if you get the kind of key where like both your 10-year LRs can't get their 18 key supers, and then you just lose. It's like, oh, good. Because yeah, I got to Beast yesterday, and I should have transformed Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta on turn 2 against him, because then literally I got to turn 3 and he still had like half his health left. And the rotation was like Tech Ultimate Gohan, Tech Goku, and then Glorio. And I was like, well, I'm not killing him here. I had to transform Ultimate Gohan because I thought I was going to lose anyway, and I still did. But yeah, it just wasn't enough, because obviously Glorio barely did any damage. I think when I lost, he still had like 2.5 health bars left. So yeah, I think it was Prof, because I saw it happen, and it's and Talo's pink anyway. Actually, yeah, to be fair, if you're attacking, if Gohan's not getting hit first anyway, he might as well be in slot 2, because then he can get the buff from Goku. Yeah, I meant to put that in my survey thing, and I forgot. I put a bunch of stuff in the survey, and then completely forgot to put like about making that Super Saiyan 4 Goku animation skippable. Yeah, this event made me not like seeing 4 Goku all the time. So I think about how much, like, I imagine people are in a similar boat to me. It's like you like the super attack animations for like the 7 years, and now you have to see them so many times that it just becomes infuriating. The 4 is just so low in Gogeta. That's what I like to see. Well, actually, in a way, I guess we don't, right? Because realistically, we want as many of our guys getting stacks as possible. The same with the 8 years and the 9 years. Like, imagine how good the 8 years will be when they get their easy A, because they are an infinite defense stacker, but they only stack defense, so no, they're not going to be good for this event. It's a shame as well, because like the GT duo, they stack attack, but they don't stack up enough defense, so later on in the event they wouldn't be tanky enough. But you think of how high they stack their attack, like how crazy. If you could somehow make it to Vegito in the last phase and then use their standby and hit him with a Spirit Bomb, that's like where they've been stacking attack for like 70 turns. Oh, well, this is a really bad turn. Okay, that's bad. But yeah, if they easy A and they stack attack and defense, that'd be really good. This is what the effects of missile charge. We've got all the keys, so the falls should be able to do a decent bit of damage here. On a side quest I want to do an AC Shadows, so I have to wait until it's night time. Can't you... There's like places you can go to do that, right? I swear I had a quest at one point. Like a side quest where it said I had to wait. I don't know if maybe it was part of one of the main quests, but like I just clicked, like I went to the place it was supposed to be, and then I either pressed the button to do it or it just did it automatically. Like, yeah, we've got to try and let... That's the biggest problem with this event. Always, well, I say the biggest. There are so many. One of the main things with this event is always trying to juggle like who can stack when. Like if you put Tech Gohan in slot 1 and he gets hit first, he does a lot more damage. So then if he does one of those crazy like 4 super turns, he can end up killing the enemy himself like too quickly. But then like here, for example, now I actually don't know if we will do enough damage. Because yeah, Gohan actually now probably isn't going to do enough damage. Yeah, I should have put Gohan in slot 1 and then changed the AGL Goku over to Vegeta. Crazy. I think you can only change seasons but not time of day. Apparently for seasons there's a 45-minute or 2-hour wait time to change it again. Okay. Because yeah, I know you can, obviously like every time you fast travel, it like accelerates the thing. Nice, yeah, Goku needed to triple. And there you go, you lose at phase 9. Because he made like one mistake. Right, it is the hour, so I don't think there will be any news today, but let's have a quick look. Divers posted something, but I think it was it Divers posted a thing of like there's like a father-son angry Kamehameha with like Super Saiyan Goku from Namek and Bardock, I think. Was that Divers or was it the... I'm sure I saw that yesterday. But yeah, there's no Dokkan post, so... Yeah, great event. Who could not like this? I don't like the fact that the Rainbow Glorio guest has no no equips. The PLF pack's going on overall. So I don't think so. I think it's the thing that I was saying in the video yesterday is a lot of the new lore thing is around like restrictions or like guidelines on some of the way they do packs and stuff. So really for Dokkan, the only things that they would have to change if that thing came into full effect is like step up packs would no longer be a thing, right? You have to just be able to buy like all the packs straight away without buying the cheaper ones first, which isn't a huge issue because obviously if you're someone that wants to buy all the packs, you can still just buy all of them. So I don't think that makes that much of a difference. The other thing is obviously the thing about like the specific number of stones, which I think is good. Because like if you just want to do a multi, you can't buy 50 stones. You have to buy like 63 or whatever the next like pack is. And so part of that new guideline would be that like the packs would have to be in essentially like multiples of how much it actually costs to do summons. And obviously the prices of the packs would change slightly because hopefully they would still be roughly the same like value, but obviously the packs would be different. Like if they just made the 50 stone pack cost what the 63 pack costs now, obviously that would be bad. But yeah, I think those are the only real like major changes that it would bring about if it was to happen. Wow, we lost on phase 2. Let's go. Phase 2. Yeah, the keys and orbs, again, it would just be a case of like you just have all of the packs available straight away, so you don't have to buy like the small one to then be able to buy the big one.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah, exactly. So like stuff like that wouldn't make a huge difference because like if you're somebody that buys all of the key packs or all of the orb packs anyway, then it doesn't really matter that you have to buy them in like the step up order. But that's the thing, somebody might want to only spend like a certain amount of money. They might want to only buy like the large one. They don't want to buy the other two first. And this new thing would make it so that you can. Well, that's the thing. That's what they're trying. That's what the guidelines are trying to make it so that they can't do, right? Because like if you only need like 4 stones, it's not cost effective to just buy 1 stone 4 times. Because I mean, the 6 stone pack costs the same as just buying 1 stone 4 times, so you might as well get the 6th one. But then you have an odd 2. So that was the other thing it was saying about is like making it so that you have to. Making it so that like you could buy up to specific. Now that'd be the interesting thing. Somebody mentioned it in the comments. It'd be interesting if like I don't know how they would program it in. Like it would probably have to be like each certain amount of stones, like for every 10 or something, the price goes down by like a certain percentage. But someone in the comments was saying that like it could be a thing where it's like a sliding scale, so like you drag up like how many stones do you want, right? And the more it goes up, like say you want to get like 37, the more it goes up like the slider, then obviously that's how much you have to pay. But it isn't just like 99 cents per stone. Like when you get up to a certain amount, like it drops a little bit. Like for example, now you can get 32 stone packs, so like once you got to 32, the price would like drop a little bit. And then it'd be interesting to see how it would work, but yeah, then you could buy like the exact specific amount you wanted to be at a certain amount overall, which in terms of like technically speaking, like how to do it in game, like it should be very doable. If buying all the tickets cost $60 in total, the first one's 10, the other two are 25. Now they just make it 20 across the board. I mean, that would be worse, because obviously then the small pack costs more, and then the larger pack costs the same, but is way better. When is the teaser? We have no idea. It might, to be honest, it might not be today, because I think if it was going to be today, it probably would have been tweeted out like 8 minutes ago, if it hasn't already, which it hasn't. So, teaser potentially tomorrow. Global has maintenance on Monday morning, so I actually wouldn't be surprised if the teaser is Sunday morning. Just to stop predatory business practices. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like the fact that the largest pack, unless they do the special ones, like I think there is one available at the moment that's like 91 plus 50 something or whatever. But normally the biggest stone pack is just like 91 stones, which, yeah, leaves you 9 short of doing 2 multis. So if that part of that change was to come into effect, it means like the large pack would have to just be 100 stones. And yeah, it would probably be like $2 or $3 more expensive because it's got more stones in it. But then it's like, yeah, the 100 stones that you buy is exactly like 2 multis. Alright, who's ready for the pan? Grandpa animation. That's the thing, it's interesting to think about, like, because obviously we don't know what's going to happen and we don't know what the outcome is likely to be. I think the worst case scenario outcomes are very unlikely. So obviously the very worst case is that, like Belgium, that every EU region just loses the ability to buy anything. But even then, someone in the comments was saying that if you look it up, you can look up articles and stuff that basically say, because it happened a couple of years ago, that those laws coming into place in Belgium have been considered ineffective because people have just been finding ways to get around it. So it's probably not the end of the world anyway, but that's the thing. The very worst case scenario is a lack of monetization, which, you know, again, I think this is very unlikely, but the very worst case scenario is that the game loses a major form of monetization and then the game just like shuts down because they can't monetize it the way they want to, which, like I say, I think is incredibly unlikely, but is a thing that could potentially happen if monetization streams were to be affected. And that's why it's funny, because like in that video there's comments from people saying like, well, I'm free to play so I don't care, and it's like, well, if the worst case scenario is that the game shuts down, then getting a Dokkan Fest exclusive Cyberman army. Yeah, that'd be interesting to know. I don't know how much of the percentage of Dokkan's revenue comes from the EU. That's an interesting, that'd be interesting to find that out. Because if it's only a small percentage, that's the thing that is also could be a worry as well, is they could find a way to work around it, right? Like I said, by restructuring the packs, changing like the step-ups, changing the amount of stones that you buy in packs and stuff like that. But obviously that is going to take a decent amount of work. If the EU makes up a very small percentage of Dokkan's profits, it would probably be less hassle for them to just do, like, go the Belgium route and just turn off the ability for anyone to buy anything in the EU, like, area. Because obviously they would still make enough money anyway, so then it wouldn't massively affect them. And obviously that's also bad for EU players. That's the thing, like I say, it might not even affect me because the UK is not part of the EU anymore, so But yeah, that's the thing. It all comes down to the cost, like, benefit. Is it cost benefit analysis, whatever it is? Like, if it's going to cost them loads of time and effort to retool everything, and it works out to just be an overall net, like, better loss or whatever, to just cut off the EU, like, monetization wise. If that overall is going to be the cheapest and easiest route, then they would just do that. I wonder if I could find that out. I'm surprised Dokkan and other Dragon Ball games haven't used the Battle Pass system and transactions for cosmetics. I guess it's one of those things that's difficult to do. I mean, I guess not. I mean, the same amount of work would go into it as it would for making a new character, like sprite and animation wise. Because that's the thing, is it's difficult to do like a cosmetic, for example, for like a Dokkan character, because their character sprite and then all of their super attack animations and stuff have to change, right? Like if it was just, even if it's something as simple as like you give Goku a little hat, but then it means like his sprite and his super attack animations all have to change so that it has the hat, which is obviously a lot of work, which then to make that work worth it, those cosmetics would have to cost like a certain amount, which would just be crazy. So yeah, I think it's a difficult game to go down that route for. The only thing they could do is things like titles and wallpapers and stuff like that, which I don't think many people would care about. I mean, I wouldn't be massively like, you know, it's one of those things. I wouldn't care too much if they did do something like that for like wallpapers and titles and things, because I'm, you know, I just wouldn't get them. But yeah, that's what I was saying. Like the round multi-summon numbers is definitely nice. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, that's what I was saying in the video. There's a couple of like very worst case scenario options, but I think all of those are quite unlikely, because to work around it, if they had to, if those things come into place, then yeah, they just have to retool the packs a little bit, like change some of them, like get rid of the step ups so they're just all available to buy, which is super easy to do code wise. Like that's a very easy change. And then to be honest, changing the number of stones that's available in packs is also a very easy change. So that's the thing, I don't think any of those worst case scenario options, I don't think any of those are that likely. Like the full-on withdrawal of the shop, Belgium style, like that kind of stuff. I don't think any of that stuff is going to happen. But yeah, it would be. I wonder if there's a way to see that. I don't know if any of that stuff. I'm assuming that stuff is stuff like earnings has been made public. But I'm not sure how all of it is like collated. Dokkan Battle earnings by region. Is that a thing? Because yeah, that would be really interesting to know. No, it's only in Japan. That's 2019, so I don't need that. you can't really you can check certain countries, but you can't check like just the EU. On Sensor Tower, you have to pick like the specific countries. That doesn't help. Yeah, someone also mentioned the thing about like having ads in the game, which you can watch for like bonus rewards and stuff, and like it's to be honest, I think it's a good thing that the game doesn't do that. But I know other gachas have had things where like if you watch an ad, you get like a free single summon, like you can do that every day. But which I mean, something like that, I don't really care because it's like again one of those kind of things. It's like if you don't want to do it, then you don't have to. But you don't want it to be like one of those really annoying games where it's like every time you beat like an event or beat like a stage, you have like an ad that comes up that then you have to wait to like skip. And the only way to get rid of ads is to have like a paid thing, to have like the ad-free version. Obviously we don't want something like that. But optional stuff like that, I don't really mind, because if it is optional, like I say, if you had the thing where like you could choose to watch an ad and you get a free single summon, and you can do that like every day, I don't think something like that is really the end of the world. But yeah, it's when they start making it so that like you have to watch them or get like a paid version so you don't have to watch them or something like that. That's obviously the game's never been like that, so I don't think even with extra restrictions and laws and stuff coming in, I don't think they're gonna do something like that at any point. But that is at least a good thing for the game that we don't have that. Because yeah, that would be super annoying.
Time to get serious. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about that new Pokemon game. I saw it got announced at the Nintendo thing. Was it yesterday? Was the Direct? I saw a lot of people saying that Nintendo Direct thing was not very, was a bit underwhelming overall. Was it a lot of like remakes and remasters announced or something? More for doing away with predatory / manipulative business practices in games meant for children. I mean, I agree with that. Like, obviously the game, it does say on the title screen, right, it's for 13 years and up, but that doesn't mean that people who are like, you know, 13 to, I mean, let's be honest, even some adults, but like 13 to 18 or whatever, like, doesn't mean those people have a good grasp on spending practices and stuff like that. Like, yeah, in some of these early phases, you have to just like not stack defense with the 10 years because it's otherwise you're not going to kill potentially. I was a bit worried about the overall damage there. Yeah, Rado has a gun. But yeah, it's one of those things, like, I think that they should make things like that a lot more clear, and not have these, like, obviously Dokkan doesn't do that, but games that have the, like, you know, for 4 hours only get this skin for like 25% off or whatever. But at the same time, it is like someone commented on their video about the thing, saying something along the same lines. The thing that we don't want is, obviously, we don't want them to remove the ability altogether for, obviously, the people who are like adults that play the game and, you know, do want to spend money, or, you know, because at the end of the day, as long as we've talked about this on stream many times before, but at the end of the day, as long as you know you're only spending money you can afford to spend and it's within your budget, like, you should be able to spend your disposable income on whatever you want, within reason, obviously, like, you know, as long as it's not hurting other people and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, if you want to spend your money on a mobile game and you can afford to spend it, like, you have that money to one side and you're not, like, you know, wasting your bill money or anything, you should be allowed to. So obviously but that's not what these laws or like these restrictions that I made the video are about, right? They're more about guidelines for how packs have to be advertised and sold and stuff like that, which is, you know, at the end of the day, some of those changes would have no difference to some people at all. Like, if they took away the step up thing, so just all steps had to be available straight away and you could just pick and choose which ones you wanted to buy, that would make no difference to the players that want to buy all the packs anyway, because they can still just do that. They just don't have to buy all of the smaller ones to get the bigger one, which would be a benefit for some people. So because that's the thing, like, if I'm going to do some ticket summons when a new banner comes out, the small pack that just gives you enough to do like one multi, obviously you could just get really lucky and pull the unit off of that one multi, but that one almost feels like a complete waste. It's like, if I'm just going to buy one ticket pack, I might as well buy one of the ones that gives you like the 35 tickets. But either way, we'll see. Like I say, obviously, you know, it's an interesting discussion to have with the video and everything, but for now, it's only in the EU, and it's only like new guidelines and potential restrictions on how certain things are done, and not like the whole monetization thing as a whole. But either way, it's still interesting. It's just funny because it's like, makes me feel old or sound old to like talk about it, but it is one of those things where it's like, I remember when games didn't have like microtransactions and stuff at all. Like, it's kind of crazy to think that you can, because they started off with games that were completely free to play, and then they obviously, you know, supplemented that economy by, then you could buy stuff like skins and packs and whatever, and then slowly but surely the gaming industry decided to start putting things like battle passes and microtransactions and stuff like that into games that you did actually have to pay for. And then, yeah, it's like, I know it's almost like a cringe term because some people use it for stuff when it's not applicable, but like, it's like the slippery slope like thing, where it's like, now AAA games are coming out and costing like, you know, $70-$80 on the day of release, and then on the day of release you can go into the menu and there's packs like Assassin's Creed is an example. I really am enjoying that game. This has got nothing to do with the game itself, but like, Assassin's Creed came out, it's like $70-$80 or whatever it was to buy, like brand new on day one, and then straight away you can go into the menu and you can buy cosmetic packs for like armor and horses and stuff like that, weapon skins for Naue and Yasuke, and like, I looked at the rough like value of how much it costs to like get some of them if you were to buy, because some of the currency you can just get from playing the game. But if you were to just buy like the currency to then buy some of those skins, the packs for like, if you want to get the double pack, because you can get them singularly as well, like if you just want the costume for Naue or if you just want it for Yasuke, but the double pack that's like the costume for both of them and like the horse skin or whatever, it's like 20 quid, and there's like 5 different ones available. And then you can buy packs of like, the hideout has the thing where you can build the buildings and upgrade them and stuff like that. So throughout the game, you find resources in enemy bases and stuff like that. You can just buy packs of resources and stuff. And again, it comes back to like, if there are people that want to do that, then I guess like they should have the option to. But that's become a big thing that games will do, even like free games that have like battle passes, where it's like you can pay to remove like some of the grind, and that can become a problem if games make the grind like really hard, like really long and really grindy, and then it's like, oh, you know, to get this particular skin for your favorite character you have to play like 100 hours worth of missions, or you could just pay $15 and then you get it now. Like, so many people would see that and be like, well, I can't grind for like 100 hours, so I guess I'll just buy it. And that's where it like can become an issue potentially. Well, yeah, exactly. There are adults who don't have a good grasp of like spending either. Okay, we're at the point now where we finally have 2 turns. This is where it starts. This is where the whole thing becomes a lot easier, and we start getting the ability to get like more stacks with everybody. Because we don't have to worry about Gohan attacking or being hit first, because if we don't kill him in 1 turn, it's fine. And yeah, gambling sites and stuff like that are basically just like the online version of casinos, and casinos have been around for, I don't even know when, hundreds of years, right? The idea that like if you want to gamble your money away, you can, but yeah, it's interesting to think about. But that's what I always say, like, I've said before many times in the game, like, I do think that, I think even Truth has said it, right, considering how much we all know, like, he mega whales. The advice to, like, most players is that you should just be free to play. Or, you know, spend a little bit here and there if you want to. And then, obviously, like I've said, if you have that disposable income that you can afford to spend, and you want to whale because you love the game that much, you know, at the end of the day, that's up to you. But it is something that I do think there should be at least some like laws and restrictions and stuff around it. Well, this is a good thing we're finally at the point where we get 2 turns, because this is a terrible rotation for orbs. Jeez. Watch Herbie. But yeah, that's why they do stuff like a lot of these games will have the store or like the battle pass and all that stuff. It comes up like on the main page, like as soon as you load into the game, so you can't like avoid it. And even that is a thing that like some people, just by seeing it there on the homepage, will be tempted to like look at the daily deals and stuff like that, which is obviously why they do it. If it was just in a separate section that you had to choose to go to through the menu, then obviously less people would probably make impulse purchases, but that's why they do it. yeah, it's a shame. I know games, like some games still do stuff like that, but it's one of those, another piece of the conversation that just makes me feel old. But it's like back when games used to have really cool hidden secret like things that you had to do to unlock characters or unlock skins and stuff before. I mean, a lot of that was obviously before all games were basically online, or like at least the consoles were all online, because PS2 had some online capability, but obviously most PS2 games, they weren't going to have like a store or something, because your PS2 was never really online. But I used to think about some of the crazy stuff that you had to do in games to get like special costumes and stuff. Whereas now, even when there is the option to unlock something through doing, it's normally not like a secret mission, it's normally a grind, because then again the option is you can just buy it instead to save you from doing like the grind. But yeah, it's like one of the things I always remember as thinking it was really cool when I was young, when I found out about it, when I played it for like, probably not the very first time because I didn't know much about it when I played it the first time, but the OG Resident Evil 2, like on PS1, you obviously start the game, and it's similar to the remake, you start the game in like the streets after the car crash, and you have to get to the police station. That's the first main area of the game. So you go through a couple of sections of the street, you go through the gun shop, and then you get all the way to the police station. And there's a few things along the way, like there's a couple of different points where you can pick up ammo. I'm sure there's at least one like healing item somewhere. Obviously, if you do the thing like in the gun shop, you can get the shotgun as Leon straight away. But there was a thing where if you went all the way to the police station without picking up any items at all, when you got to the police station, if you go down the like staircase that's outside to the right side, it's like a shortcut to get around to like the other side of the police station. And I think there's nothing there until later in the game. There's like a door you can unlock that just has like a key or something that you need later. If you go all the way to the police station and you don't pick up any items, and then you go down into that like side alley, there's a zombie that isn't there otherwise, and it's basically the guy from Resident Evil 1 who was the helicopter pilot. He gets killed by Nemesis in Resident Evil 3, but he's there as like a super zombie, because he's not any different from the other zombies in terms of like what he does. Like he still just shuffles around at the normal rate and just has the normal like grab, but he's got loads of health compared to the normal zombies, and if you kill him, he drops a key. But then when you go into the police station, one of the early rooms you get to is like the dark room, where you can develop photos. It's like a save room. And we know from like the remake, some of the puzzles have clues that you can find by like developing the photos. When you go into that room, there's like a locker in the corner, and that key that you get from killing the super zombie outside opens that locker, and that gives you the option for like 2 alternate costumes for Leon and Claire. They both have like 2 separate ones, but that's the only way to do it. The only way to get those costumes for them is to do that thing where you, from the start of the game, get to the police station without picking up any items, and that's how you get that key, and that's how you get those alternate costumes for them. Whereas obviously now in like the new Resident Evils, things like secret costume like packs and stuff, they're just things you buy, or you get as like a pre-order bonus or something, like, or you get it if you buy the special edition. But stuff like that was really cool, like finding out that existed and then going and doing it, like that sort of thing was really cool. I wish more games like still did stuff like that. And like unlocking a character, like unlocking Akuma in Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo on the Xbox, like when it the live arcade version, you had to get like all the way through to the end where you fight M. Bison. You had to not lose a single time along the way, so if you lost, you just had to start all over again from the beginning. You have to not lose a fight all the way through to the end, and during the course of that run you have to get, I think it's like at least 5 perfects, like 5 perfect rounds, and then at least 3 or 4 fights you have to finish with like your ultra super, so you get like the actual thing, you get the points bonus for getting like the ultra finish, And if you do all of those things in that one run through, when you get to M. Bison, instead of fighting him, Akuma like jumps in and basically like knocks out M. Bison, and you have to fight him, and he's ridiculously hard. And if you beat him, you then unlock him as a character that you can play as. But that's the only way to get him. Whereas again, like now, it would just be like, pay $10 and unlock Akuma. Like, because yeah, that fight was crazy. I remember playing it at my friend's house, and I got to that fight. Fortunately, once you get to that fight, you can continue if he beats you, because he's super hard. I got to that fight, and I swear it took me like 2 hours of like repeated attempts to actually do it. And yeah, that sort of stuff was hard, and it was crazy, but it was kind of cool, because like that's the only way you could unlock him, is you had to do that challenge and beat it. You couldn't just get like a microtransaction and now you have that character unlocked. So I know some games still do stuff like that, where you can have these challenges to unlock things, but a lot of the time they do also then just have the like paywall shortcut. Right, so you could do this crazy grind or this crazy mission, but you could just buy it, and then a lot of people will just buy it. So, but yeah, take it easy, Preston.
Time to get serious.
But yeah, either way, bit of a tangent there, but it's interesting to think about. That is the fact that that is just the norm for games now, when it never really used to be, having all of these crazy like optional purchases and stuff. And plus, to be fair, a lot of it probably came from the success of some like gacha games and like free games. Because you think about, like, we all know, we've seen people posting like articles and stuff in the community, like on Twitter and things like that, like how much money Dokkan makes. Then it's probably only a matter of time before other companies looked at that and were like, oh, look at them making all of this money off of like having their own currency, like Fortnite and V-Bucks and stuff like that. It's like, we should just do that as well. Because there will always be, even if the majority of players don't, there will always be people that will buy a new game and then just buy like loads of the microtransactions. Even some people, it's a very, very small percentage, but there'll be people that buy like the most expensive collector's edition of the game, buy a bunch of like skin packs and all that kind of stuff, play the game for like 2 weeks or whatever, complete it once through like the story, and then never touch it again. Whereas obviously mobile games and like gacha games like this are obviously kind of different, because for most people, even if it's something that you only play for like 20-30 minutes and you just do your dailies or whatever, it's kind of something that you play every day. Similarly, I mean, they're obviously very different in a lot of ways, but similarly to like an MMO, I guess, where it's like an overall time investment. Because, I mean, you guys know I made the video about it back when it happened, which was a couple of months ago now, but, like, I got to my 3,000 login. Like, I've been playing this game for, like, 8 years now or something. There's no other game, I think, that, apart from going back to old games, like replaying, like, you know, OG Resident Evil or whatever on the second channel, like, there isn't a game that I've played consistently for that long. I'll go back to a game that I haven't played for years, like sometimes, but when people attribute the popularization of microtransactions to Team Fortress 2, they added the shop into the game back in 2010. Yeah, and it's like Counter-Strike having those packs and stuff as well. That was a big thing. Yeah, because when those first few things started to happen, of the monetization being added into games, there was obviously pushback. I think some games like Team Fortress and Counter-Strike, there wasn't as much pushback because they were free games. at that point anyway. I'm pretty sure Counter-Strike was. And that, like I say, that was the way it used to be for games back then that would have like season passes and stuff like that, is because the game was free. Which, I mean, some games are like that. Like, if you think about games like Fortnite and Apex, and like Apex Legends, PUBG as well, I think. Like, the game itself is free. You can just download the game right now for free and play it. And if you wanted to, like with a game like Fortnite and stuff, if you really don't care about like the skins and that, and you just want to actually play the game, like, you could download the game for free and never spend a single penny and get like hours worth of enjoyment out of it. And obviously the way they make their money back as a company is by having those optional purchases in it and stuff that then obviously clearly a lot of people do get. That's how they make all their money. But you could, if you wanted to, just play that game completely free and never spend a single penny on it. And then obviously the similar kind of thing, if we're talking about like a first person, well, Fortnite's obviously third person, but like Apex and PUBG, if we're talking about like a first person battle royale, then you have like the newest Call of Duty games, which are AAA titles, so they're like $70. They have a story mode that takes you like 2 hours to complete the whole thing, and then the only other appeal is the online. They all obviously now have like battle royale modes and stuff as well. And yeah, they all have battle passes and skin packs and all this other stuff, and you've already just spent like $80 to $100 to buy the game. Yeah, Counter-Strike was a free mod. Oh yeah, the OG Counter-Strike, yeah. Yeah, you had to have Half-Life, didn't you? And I remember, like, the OG Counter-Strike was one of the first ever, like, PvP, I guess you would say, like, games I ever played. Because, yeah, I really liked Half-Life. I had the, what were the expansion? I didn't have Blue Shift. Was it Opposing Force? The one where you played as one of the soldier guys, like expansions? I don't think I ever completed that. But yeah, OG Half-Life was crazy. But anyway, all of that being said, obviously no news today, so I think with maintenance being on Monday and the banner, I think, has it been the 1st of April? Because I know sometimes the celebration days shift by like a day or two each year, because obviously days of the year are on different days, or different dates. But I think it's the 1st is basically always when the Dokkan Fest comes out. So with maintenance on the Monday for Global, the banner would then come out on Tuesday. I think the most realistic time that we see like the full details posted on Twitter is probably Sunday, but we could see a teaser in-game, like the new Dokkan event is coming, or something like that, maybe tomorrow, but I have a feeling it's most likely going to be Sunday now in terms of any proper details. But yeah, let me know, chat, who do you guys want to see as the next Dokkan Fest? I'll probably do a video today talking about some of the predictions and stuff. I know a lot of people were talking about a Dokkan Fest baby on one of the last streams, I think during the World Tournament. Obviously, Daima is still, I would say, on the table, because we had Vegeta, then we had Kid Goku. I definitely was one of the people thinking they wouldn't do like 2 Daima ones back to back, but now that they've done Kid Goku, obviously there's something in between. We could see another Daima release, although I'm not sure if they would wait at this point. Because I think the thing is, if we're thinking about maybe Daima for like Golden Week, who's the opposite like gonna be, you know? Because is it gonna be like mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku? Would they do him with Goma? I don't know, probably not. Dokkan Fest exclusive Nappa. I mean, as long as he was good, right, and his leader skill was not... I mean, people would be annoyed, right, because it's an extreme... and yet another extreme unit who's a Saiyan and has Saiyan links, but... If he was really good and his 220 lead was like a good combination of like Terrifying Conquerors, Space Traveling Warriors, like that kind of thing, then that would be good. That's the thing, we want the extreme character to be a character who's on enough categories that their leader skill covers like a lot of the really good extreme units. On Tapion or Silver and Blue Vegeta. Yeah, I mean, I think getting a Dokkan Fest Tapion at some point would be cool. Especially if it was a new like Tapion that transforms into Harudegan, but it's like an active skill, because obviously we know how useful Giant Ape like actives are against some of these tough bosses now. But yeah, Blue Vegeta, one of my top picks I think for like a Vegeta Dokkan Fest would be the Blue Vegeta from the fight against Rose, because we only have that one int one where he has the super attack where he like beats him down into the ground. Like a revamp of that with like current era Dokkan animation like quality, that'd be so good. Kefla needs one before Tapion. I mean, technically Kefla does have... There's the STR one. Kefla, standalone Kefla Dokkan Fest already exists. Tech, Kale and Caulifla that fuse into Kefla exists. So Kefla technically already has 2 Dokkan Fests, but... I mean, obviously she's on a lot more teams and like categories that would be good for other like big Saiyan units and stuff. Like obviously the fact that the new Vegito being a Patara like leader or Patara character, depending on what her leader skill would be, is obviously pretty big. I remember that period, was it last year at some point, where Minato went through the phase of like every time a new Dokkan Fest was going to come out, predicting that it was going to be Tapion. Kind of like Toon does with Zarbon. Dokkan Fest exclusive Super Saiyan Kefla. I mean, yeah, there's still obviously the options for one, but we don't have a Dokkan Fest Tapion at all. I mean, both of those characters have cool options for like easy A's. Obviously, there's the Tech Kale and Caulifla. Imagine they did like a super easy. I mean, I don't know. She's further down the line, but her leader skill, she's not like a 120 leader or anything. Imagine they did a super easy A for physical Kefla. But yeah, Tapion obviously would have like the Tapion and Manosha easy A. Not really a lot of other like massive options though for Tapion in terms of like easy A's and stuff like that. I thought they would get more key from that than that. I want characters to come that suit well with Glorio. Yeah, more demonic power buffs would be good. So I think it'd be cool if we got like a dual Dokkan Fest, like, or for the Tanabata, for example. The Super Saiyan 4 Adult Goku is the Dokkan Fest LR, and then Goma is the Carnival LR, and just give you demonic power 220. Dokkan Fest exclusive Chow Man Black. Yeah, Kale and Khalifa tag fusing into Kefla is another option other than just a standalone Kefla. I feel like that option probably is more likely now as well, now that we have the reversible exchange like mechanic. Same with like a reversible exchange Goku Black and Zamasu. That would be a great one as well. Still a shame they didn't do it for Saiyan Day, because I still need the, still really want to see the like a Goku and Bardock card. Tag Goten and Gohan could be cool for the next OG Broly celebration. Yeah, that could be interesting. You can imagine they do like a crazy, I guess because at that point they haven't learned it yet, so it doesn't make sense, but a crazy like what if thing where like Goten's active skill could be him and Trunks fusing into Gotenks. Even if it was just like a one-off attack, not like an actual transformation. And then Gohan's active is like the family Kamehameha. But yeah, obviously that doesn't make sense because they wouldn't know the fusion dance at that point, but it'd still be fun. Yeah, that's the thing. Back before we knew any details, I was hoping that the LR Bardock could be Bardock and Goku, but the thing is, once we saw the TUR details and the fact that he was still on all those categories, we kind of knew it wouldn't be Goku and Bardock. Then when the reversible exchange mechanic got introduced, then it was like, okay, so now actually it could be like a Bardock plus Goku, because they keep all the categories. But then obviously the LRR was, I don't want to say leaked, but shown in like a article, like an advert thing. And then we know from all of the reversible exchange cards that we've seen so far, both of the characters are in the card art. Like obviously the Vegeta is in the background of the Goku art and like vice versa. So when we saw the LR art for Bardock and it was just Bardock with like the Bardock and Tora in the background, unfortunately at that point it then became pretty much locked in that it wasn't going to be a Goku and Bardock card, unfortunately. Okay, I need to do damage to you. Oh, we're getting the Dokkan attack now as well. It's actually probably useful to get it now. Shafted on Kid Ku, now saving for Daima. Yeah, I got super lucky for the Kid Goku summons, because it was a banner that I definitely would not have wanted to go like super crazy on, to have to try and get him. Especially the fact that the banner had no pity, so there's like no safety net whatsoever. So if you just get really, really bad luck, like there's nothing you can do about it basically. Tag Fat Boo and Evil Boo. That could be interesting. Yeah, Fat Boo has a healing active skill, Evil Boo transforms into Super Boo. I think it'd probably have to be temporary Super Boo though, because unless Super Boo was like really bad, why would you ever not just transform into Super Boo? But yeah, that could be really cool. Because I mean, the healing after ability would have to be super OP. Or I guess maybe it's like, that's the one that's used earlier, so in shorter events. It could be a healing, but then also gives like... Imagine if it was a heal, but then it was also like a target ability, and it gets like a defense boost and guard for that turn. And then the Evil Boo one is that he transforms into Super Boo. Right? That'd be cool. Didn't go super hard, only 300 stones. Okay, that's not too bad. Oh, come on, Gloria, let's go. Toon got cooked today. He had only 1 point during chance time. I need to try and stack Goku a bit more, really. I should drop that down on that, right? Yeah, there we go, perfect. Right, anyway, well, it is 10 o'clock, so we're going to be wrapping up the stream. I'm going to carry on this run, try and get up to, like, I don't know, maybe like Beast or One Punch Goku, and then try and record it from there, see if we can actually get the W with the Goryo leads. But yeah, that's going to be it for the stream. So there's no news today. I don't think there will be news tomorrow. There's no early stream tomorrow anyway. We've got the podcast tonight, so the Slot 1 Super Podcast back after a couple of weeks off tonight with me, Minato and Vilify. So that'll be at 8 PM UK time, so 10 hours from now. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. Got lots to talk about since the last episode, because obviously Festival of Battles I don't think was out when the last episode was out. So we've got all that to talk about. Bardock, Kid Goku, all of that good stuff. So yeah, so that's going to be it for the stream. I appreciate you guys coming out. Hopefully we'll see you at the podcast later. Make sure you like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the second channel, linked in the chat. Do check out the Instagram and TikTok as well if you use those platforms. Have those accounts set up now under the Ningen Plays name. Getting all the gameplay clips, a lot of repo clips going up on there and stuff like that, so make sure you check those out. But yeah, I hope you all had a good one, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.